Of course. My corner, going into the championship rounds, they just kept yelling at me, you got to close the show. You got to win the championship rounds because they're not going to give it to you. You got to win the championship rounds because it was one round where, I dominated in the scorecards. They gave it to Canelo, and that just changed the whole mentality of the fight. They were just like, all right, you got to go out there and win these rounds. You got to go out there and win these rounds.
The night wasn't just about Crawford beating Canelo. It was about survival against the judges, too. In a shocking claim, Crawford says even when he dominated, the scorecards told a story that nearly robbed him. Even Crawford's coach Bernie felt it. From the opening bell, something wasn't right. He stated, "First round they say everybody was worried, like, cause the UC they're trying to steal it from us, right? With the 115-113, right? They're trying to steal it." Bernie's words carried the tension of a corner that sensed danger beyond the ring. It wasn't just Canelo they were up against, but the numbers flashing on the judges' cards. The fight suddenly became about more than punches. It was about protecting history from being taken away. Every round turned into a test of will, not only for Crawford, but for everyone in his corner. In that moment, the fear of robbery became as real as the fight itself. But Bernie didn't stop there. He revealed just how worried the corner was about the fight slipping away.
But listen, so we was worried they'd just give it to Canelo just for nothing. Just give it to him. So we had to. Bud came straight out. Did you see how he went out there and went straight to him? Set the tone?
Right away.
Oh, my God.
He never chased him. He never chased him around the ring.
No, Crawford never ran.
No, Canelo never.
Those words showed the raw truth of a corner fighting against more than just an opponent. They knew one bad scorecard could erase everything Crawford was working for. That fear turned into fire, fueling Bud to step forward and take command of the ring. Every second became proof that he wasn't leaving his fate in the judges' hands. It was in that storm of doubt and pressure that Crawford delivered his defining statement. Even respected trainer Robert Garcia weighed in, pointing out the flaws that Canelo carried into the fight. His breakdown hinted at something deeper, that without the judges, Canelo's style wasn't enough to secure the win.
He's fought the same way in the last 4 or 5 fights, enough just to get the win, or maybe the judges to give him the win. Throws one punch at a time, one punch at a time, looks for just that one part, he opens up, that hook he was throwing over and over, reaching in with that hook, keeping his chin up, his right hand down. There's a lot of things that you can't do over and over if you have a good game plan, if you have somebody giving you the right instructions. Can't do it over and over for 4 fights. There's got to.
Garcia's words painted a clear picture. Canelo wasn't dominating. He was relying on the same habits and banking on the scorecards to cover the gaps. It felt as if the system was built to protect him round after round. But Crawford's sharp adjustments tore through that safety net and left no room for doubt against both the man in front of him and the judges behind him. Bud proved the truth could not be stolen. Robert Garcia also admitted that Crawford's discipline and drive stood out in this fight. He explained how the doubt surrounding Crawford only fueled him to train harder and rise above expectation.
He's very talented. He's a very disciplined fighter also. He's healthy. And, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, he hasn't fought, or he didn't look too good against Madrimov at 154. How can he look good? He's a talented fighter, and that challenge for him pushed him even harder to train harder and to be better. That challenge, went up against Canelo, moving up 2 divisions, hearing that people are saying, oh, he didn't look too good against Madrimov, so how could he look good at 68? Well, that motivated more, man. He trained hard. He did what he had.
That insight revealed the hunger behind Crawford's performance. He wasn't just fighting Canelo, he was proving every critic wrong. The pressure of moving up in weight became his biggest weapon, not his weakness. What many thought would break him actually sharpened him into something unstoppable. And on fight night, that fire left the judges with no excuse to deny him. Garcia further continued and turned his attention to Canelo's side, speaking on the business and preparation behind the fight. His words hinted at cracks in the strategy that may have left the door wide open for Crawford.
They've made a lot of money together, and that's what they're all about, the business. I don't think they took the fight lightly because they couldn't have. But because Canelo, from what I hear, is very disciplined, trains very hard. But I think when it came to the game plan or the instructions, could have been a little bit better.
This perspective added another layer to the story. Canelo may have been disciplined, but discipline without the right plan is never enough. It showed how much was riding on politics, money, and reputation, things outside the ropes. And yet, even with all that weight behind Canelo, Crawford tore the script apart. Teddy Atlas didn't hold back when reflecting on Crawford versus Canelo. He made it clear that from the moment the fight was signed, he already knew how dangerous this matchup would be.
I've been on the wrong side, but it's nice to be on the right side. But I felt like I was on the right side. I felt the way Crawford felt. What people ask me, Teddy, when did you know? When were you were so sure he was going to win this fight? You were saying it, a year ago or more. When did you know that he was going to win this fight? That there was no one else. You said nobody can win this fight. Only one guy, and he's going to win it convincingly, easily. When did you know that? And I'm gonna say what I really mean, but also what I understand Crawford said. But I said it myself before. I knew when he signed the contract. when he signed the contract, I knew that Canelo was making a mistake. That he had no idea, like he didn't have an idea what beaver was. He had no idea. And unfortunately, the judges did the same thing they did in the beaver fight. They scared the crap out of us. They made us realize they were going to rob him if he didn't destroy him, if he didn't dominate. Dominate! I mean, are you kidding me? He dominated!
His words showed the level of certainty only a veteran eye can bring. He wasn't just predicting Crawford's win. He was warning that judges could turn it into another nightmare. Like past fights, the fear of robbery loomed large, forcing Crawford to leave nothing to chance. It was dominance or disaster, and Atlas knew it from day one. That's why every round carried the weight of history. In the end, Crawford's performance proved Atlas right and silenced every doubt. As the fight ended, Atlas broke it down with brutal honesty. He acknowledged what everyone watching could see. Crawford's control left almost nothing for Canelo to claim.
And I'm gonna give Canelo 2 rounds. 2 rounds! And I'm being nice. I'm not being a wise guy. I'm being honest. I'm being a professional. He won maybe. And if you want to make it a shutout, I wouldn't say you were crazy. Because I don't think I'm crazy. Just a little bit angry sometimes. Because of my sport that I love. That if he doesn't dominate the way he did, they're going to give it to Canelo? The way that one judge tried to make it a close fight against Mayweather many years ago? Are you kidding? The way the Beaver people... In the Beaver fight, I thought Beaver won 10 rounds. They tried to do the same thing. 115, 113? Are you kidding me? Maybe they just don't understand math. Maybe they think that I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they think 115 is 119. Maybe, it's different kinds of, numeral. The way they came up with the numerals with the math. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe.
Atlas's frustration cut deep, not at the fighters, but at the sport itself. He reminded fans how fragile victories can be when judges twist numbers on the cards. To him, this wasn't just about winning. It was about exposing a system that had robbed fighters before. Crawford had to dominate every second to protect what was rightfully his. And in Atlas's eyes, that's exactly what he did. It was proof that the only way to beat corruption was with unquestionable greatness. Before the fight, Atlas had already told Stephen A. Smith why he believed Crawford was different. For him, Bud wasn't just another fighter. He was built on another level.
Stephen A. Smith, I did a segment with him. A lot of people saw it the day before. And, I said, I like Crawford. I like Crawford, like I said, when his contract was signed, when it was, and Nettie was a bigger favorite. He was a big underdog. He was a big underdog. He was 2-1 at one point, if I remember
That's correct,
correctly.
and it closed at closer to plus 135, plus 140.
Yeah. Once people knew who I was picking. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I was telling Stephen A. Smith, he said, Teddy, why do you like him so much? I said, why do you like 3D TV more than regular TV? Because it's 3D! Because it's got more dimensions to it. Why do you like digital better than Betamax? I still use Betamax. I gotta tell you, I still got a fax machine, Rich. I do. I got a fax machine. I'm old fashioned. What are you gonna do? But you remember VHS, VHR, whatever it's called, right? All that stuff. Betamax, and then it went to digital. I was the last guy at ESPN, the whole campus, that still got sent VCR tapes. They had to send them to me. I had a cassette player. I put them in. I didn't know how to do digital, but digital, it's the way to go, babe. It's the way of the future. It's faster. It's quicker, right? You got all that stuff in the air, going through the air.
His explanation painted Crawford as something unique in today's boxing. Where others were predictable, Crawford brought layers, depth, and angles that left opponents lost. Atlas made it clear this wasn't a gamble, it was certainty. He saw in Crawford qualities the judges couldn't deny no matter how hard they tried. That faith wasn't blind hype. It was the eye of a trainer who's seen champions rise and fall. To Atlas, Crawford wasn't just a contender, he was the future written in real time. He even compared Canelo and Crawford, keeping it fair but firm. He gave Canelo his respect, but made sure to highlight the key difference.